Today's top stories. Here we go. Number 3, the Cowboys are reportedly offering Dak Prescott a monster contract. How a monster, you ask? Well, a reported average salary of $33 million with $105 million guaranteed. Nick, should Dak sign the dotted line yesterday?
This reportedly is very, very similar to the contract they offered him in September.
To which he
said no.
No, my friend.
Listen,
more money. Let's go.
More money.
This is about the top of where, if I were Dallas, I'd be comfortable going. $33 million a year is a couple million higher than I'd want to go. $105 million guaranteed is a few more million guaranteed than I want to go, but I could stomach it. Anything north of this, I'll play the franchise tag game. Dak knows if he doesn't sign it, worst case scenario for him, Stack, is he gets $33 million this year anyway via the exclusive franchise tag, and that would be guaranteed. So he has an odd piece of leverage here. I think it's a better deal for the Cowboys than for Dak if it's structured the way it's reported.
Should he sign it as a pig's paw pork? Of course.
Jewish. Yes.
Of course.
Our number 2 story.
Not expecting that.
A tough weekend for the league-leading Milwaukee Bucks. First, they lose to the Lakers Friday night. Then they lose Giannis. Giannis out at least 2 games after straining his knee in that game. Nick, is this something or nothing? You worried about it?
Oh, I'm not worried. I think that the Bucks and Giannis and the whole league, by the way, last thing we need was Steph finally coming back and Zion being back is Giannis going down. So I'm glad Giannis is okay. He's going to miss tonight's game, maybe a couple more after this. Where it is something is the Bucks now are done with trying to win 70 games. They already got 11 losses. They ain't going to get to 70. And this does keep the door even a little more ajar for LeBron to close the gap, if not overtake Giannis in MVP voting.
Giannis will be fine. Miles sprain. I played the whole Big 3 season last year with a torn patella. He'll be fine.
I had my knee kind of hanging off me this
now
way.
You're retired, you said.
Yeah,
you did.
So that's a bad example.
No, I made it to the championship.
But now you're coaching now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we want to see you play, Stack. You were talking about coming to the league 2 years ago, remember?
Yeah, no, my love of the game is leaving a little bit.
Oh, stop! Are you serious?
Playing-wise, yes.
Our number 1 story, the Lakers.
This is our number 1 story. Stack doesn't love the game.
Fresh off that win over the Bucks on Friday, LeBron and AD back at it again yesterday against Kawhi and the Clippers. Business as usual for the 35-year-old, 17-year veteran in LeBron James. Finished with 28-7-9, while the Brow added 30-8. It's a lot of numbers. Lakers get the win. Nick, I ask you, who has the edge if these teams match up in the playoffs?
Jenna? This is the easiest question you have asked me all day.
All lifetime.
It might be the easiest question you ask me all year.
You're welcome.
And so let me look right into this camera right here if I could and speak directly to my friend Skip Bayless, my dear friend and mentor Colin Cowherd, my friend Marcellus Wiley, all the lineup post us on this network who have been Clip City, Chip City all year long. What you got left?
Oh, boy.
What's the argument? I'm just curious, because you were holding on for dear life, like a mountain climber onto the last little rock. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. They played twice. They won twice. So the first one was first game of the year, and nobody knew each other. Second one was Christmas Day, and it was a 3-point game with 8 seconds left. But it was 2-0, 2-0. Now what you got? Lakers got the better record. They got the better player. They got the better offense. They got the better defense. They will play every single game in the series with a massive home court advantage, and they're healthier. So what do you got? Hope, prayer, luck, good fortune? I don't know. Because logic says no shot. None. So I understand it's anticlimactic. Building up. Battle of Los Angeles. This is what we're going to get to see. Okay. What we saw yesterday, Steven, was you build a team to stop LeBron without the single most important piece to stopping LeBron, someone to meet him at the rim. You built a team to stop no one. Because LeBron will hunt the mismatch and make Lou Williams feel like, man, he should have been in the Big 3 with you. And all of a sudden, if you send a double, guess what? Good God, that's Avery Bradley's music. There's Kyle Kuzma open in the corner. Danny Green, even though he didn't make a shot, there's he wide open.
But Nick, it was a close game.
God, that's Avery Bradley.
It was a close game yesterday.
Yeah, listen.
Was it just a few tweaks from the Clippers to keep it even closer and then maybe prevail?
Yeah, I felt like the Lakers were in firm control of the entire second half, and at no point after midway through the third quarter, I think there was any chance Lakers were going to lose. Sometimes games appear closer than they are, and the Lakers controlled that. that game because the Clippers built a team to stop LeBron that also has Anthony Davis. And by the way, Paul George ain't going to play better than he played yesterday. What'd that get you? Marcus Morris thinks he's the best player on the team. Spoiler alert, man, you're the 7th best player on the team. So you got some issues there. At least you can rely on Kawhi to get that mid-range jump shot. It'd be nice if you could rely on Kawhi to get anyone else involved ever, but not his game.
Kawhi have?
The same as me. And so I just don't know, Steven, how they beat him 4 out of 7 times, especially when all 7 games are going to be in LA.
Well, after this game, you seen that LeBron, he took the game a little bit more serious this time, but when they play again, none of these 4 games will matter when it comes down to the playoffs. It's going to come down to coaching, it's going to come down to preparation, and it's going to come down to what team takes away what the other team does well. None of this regular season stuff is going to matter at all when it comes down to playoff time.
Go ahead. No, we're going to ask the same question. Go.
I was going to say, break that down. Coaching advantage.
I don't know yet. If I have to have
my point is, there's a lot of questions to all the things.
Yeah, and I think if I have to go coaching advantage, I would go Clippers. I think Doc will have his team more prepared, but I think as far as personnel, I think Lakers have the better personnel. But I think both coaches can have their teams prepared, but it all depends on who follows the game plan and who does the best job of taking teams out what they like to do best.
It is worth kind of noting, and I agree. Listen, Doc's a champion. Doc's got a great resume. Frank Vogel has coached in the conference finals more recently than Doc. Now, in Doc's defense, all he had was Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan at their peak, so you can't expect him to make 3rd round of the playoffs. But
you can't compare a coach that won a championship to a coach that, let's not do that, Nick.
Ooh. Okay, well then let's compare him in 3 months.
But no, we're talking now. You can't compare a coach that's won a championship.
Listen, I love Doc's great. I just feel like I feel like it's a long time since Kevin Garnett was there. That's all. Listen, but what do I know? Go ahead, Wilds. I apologize.
Well, I like the Palace intrigue of like who's going to wear the crown, and we've heard that LeBron isn't actually worried about this crown thing. But I think the New Balance commercial bothered him.
He wanted that chip. He wanted that championship. Winning the championship in a Lakers uniform after everything that's been going on with Kobe.
I'll buy that.
That's all he's thinking.
Do you think this bothers him when this has New Balance commercial? It's got a little crown here.
Nah, because he can do a commercial every week if he wanted to, and with a crown. Like this little stuff doesn't matter to LeBron James.
When he's looking for any little tiny edge.
Nah.
I think it.
LeBron.
So when Kuzma puts, and then Giannis, like, guess what? I've got the crown.
Yeah, because Giannis still has a lot to prove. He hasn't really done anything.
That's what I'm saying. I think this bothers LeBron. Kuzma puts the crown on. Look, Caruso loves it. Oh, you've got the crown, buddy.
Even if you take the crown out of it, you don't think LeBron went into that game knowing all the talk about how maybe Kawhi was like, oh, there you go.
Oh, more
there
crown.
you go. Of course he hears it and he knows it. And
he loves it.
It's got to be eating him up a little bit.
I think that if he heard anything, he heard that he didn't play or take the challenge the last 2 games against the Clippers.
I'll buy that.
And maybe he came out with more of the sense of urgency to win the game. I've seen that. But as far as the chatter, LeBron has heard so much over his career. He's heard worse.
When did he hear the most chatter, Stack? When was it at its absolute apex?
The year they won, they came back and won 3-0.
No, the negative chatter.
The negative chatter. He heard a lot of negative chatter that year.
I would argue that when it was at its apex was 2011, the Mavs series. The Mavs series when he doesn't win in the 4th quarter.
We had D-Wade. You can't just put all that on him.
Yeah, but listen, I'll even say it. Listen, game 5 of that series is the low moment of his career. And then they lose game 6, and at that point he has no titles, and there are question marks. LeBron hears these things, but he also knows what I know. Since that moment, the most reliable thing in all of sports, that at the end of the year, LeBron James is going to remind you he is in a class by himself. The year after that 2011 series, NBA champion, finals MVP, including on the way there, the single greatest game of his career, 45, 15, and 5 in Boston. The year after that, NBA champion, finals MVP, including 37 and 12 in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. The year after that, he gives you 28 points per game on 58% shooting and 52% from 3. And the guy guarding him, who held him to that, gets finals MVP in Kawhi Leonard, because you're like, wow, you held LeBron to 28 on 58%. The year after that, he ends the season going 36-13-9. And the guy guarding him gets Finals MVP because, wow, you held LeBron to 36-13-9.
You win MVP because you win the championship.
Well,
Come on, Nick, stop it.
They could have given it to anyone on those teams, and they held it to the guys who held LeBron to a cumulative average of 34, 12, and 8. But that's fine. The year after that, what you're talking about, the greatest comeback in NBA history, 3-1.
Yeah.
The year after that, he averaged a triple-double in the finals. And the year after that, he took the four of us to the finals and went 51-8-8 in game one. And then he misses 1 year.
That was the best performance to me, that game one performance.
Okay.
Stacks for NBA.
And that's the last time.
Yeah, I ain't done nothing like that. I'm not offended, trust me. I didn't put up no numbers like that.
That's the last time we saw him in the playoffs. Because last year he got hurt, and all of a sudden, you got folks, friends of mine, going on ESPN, doing their top 5 players in the league. He ain't on it. Your good buddy, Bill Simmons, put Nikola Jokic ahead of him going into the season. It's true. Jokic 7, LeBron 8.
They're looking for a hot take, Nick.
He heard, no. People say, you know why? Because people said it's year 17. He's played the 3rd most minutes ever. He's only played 60,000 minutes. He can't keep doing that, but he can because he's better than your best. But your best all time, your best right now. So, he's better than your favorite, and he still is.
He's better. He's at all time.